Here is Storytime with Kenny on La Verita TV. I am your host for the program, Kende Mohammed. In our society today, the rich tends to look down on the poor, and this is mostly rooted in what? Misunderstanding and inequality. Wealth tends to bring a distance between the rich and the poor, making it very easy for the rich to look down on the life they've never been before or the life they've want to be. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be going to today's narration.
Storytime with Kenny, a story to be told. Labyrinth TV, where stories come alive. Kenny's story, a testament to the power of the drive. To overcome, to rise above.
One game in 9 states. Adekunle Komolafe Foundation presents table tennis competition for all gender, live in the city of Kano, Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, Kwara, Ekiti, Benue, Lagos, and FCT Abuja. Grand finale in Kaduna. Prizes to be won: first place 2 million naira, second place 1 million naira, third place 500,000 naira, and other consolation prizes. Date 9th to 26th of February 2026. For registration, visit www.laveritatvproductions.com. For sponsorship, advert, and partnership, contact the following numbers. Adekunle Komolafe Foundation Table Tennis Competition. Again, you can't miss.
Welcome back. Here's the narration of today's story. My name is Joy from the southern part of Nigeria. And as a single mother, I was left with one child, a son. I made everything possible for this boy to be in school, being a single mom. I've always wanted to be that single mother my child would always be proud of. I made sure he never lacked anything, even though I was actually struggling on my own. But I never showed him the pains I passed through in order to supply every good things of life to him. And God, on the other hand, has been helping being a single mother. He has always heard my cry. One of those mornings, I was inside and I had some chaos outside. And at first I was curious. I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the neighbors or something. But one man just told me, okay, you can go out to check. And I'm going out to check because my son has a separate room outside where he stays, being a teenager that he is. But lo and behold, when I got there, I was surprised because I saw a couple and their daughter in front of my son's room. So at first I was shocked. I was wondering what is happening, and they were screaming on top of their voice. And this same couple, the wife was holding a very tiny little baby wrapped in a duvet. But my mind didn't really go there to the baby. My mind went straight to the couples. And when I approached them, I was wondering why they were screaming at my son. And that was when the father, Nan, said, "Are you the mother of this boy?" "Yes, what happened?" And she said, "What about his father?" And I told him, I said, "His father is dead." And he told me, he said, "No wonder." "No wonder what?" He said, "No wonder you cannot train up your child." So I was wondering, my David, someone I've always seen like a saint. That was when the mother got angry and she said, "Your son impregnated my daughter. My son, my teenage son, impregnated your daughter?" And they said, "Yes." And they said, but they were not here for any discussion, no, because they have no discussion with a wretched family. That actually broke my heart. But what would I do? As far as I'm concerned, since my son is at fault, all I can do is do what? Apologize and beg. Despite the heavy insults and talks from this couple, I kept begging and begging. I was like, "My son," and they said yes. They impregnated their daughter, and every time they asked him, "Okay, let's see your parents, tell this boy," they'll tell their daughter, "Tell this boy to bring his family over." He was always running. Why? Because he has always known that I will not take it lightly with him. But at this moment of storm, I was so calm. I just smiled. What will I do? Will I kill my son? People make mistakes. And I asked him, I said, what they're accusing you of, did you really do that? And he knelt down and he was begging. Mommy, I'm sorry. Mommy, I will not do this. Mommy, I will not do that. Okay, no problem. Explain yourself. I'll manage. And that was when he said his narration that he was actually dating the girl. And when she got pregnant, knowing the kind of family he's coming from, a single mother without an husband, he knows I have always tried my best. So he could not walk up to me and tell me the whole situation. So he kept running. And this girl, being the fact that she doesn't know my family house, she stayed away. But lo and behold, I told them, I said, okay, no problem. Maybe it's for my son to take responsibility of the child. No problem, you take responsibility. Being the fact that I'm his mother, so he has to take responsibility. Then the wife was like, no. That was not what brought them here. That is not just my son taking responsibility. It's my son taking his daughter. Take a daughter, a child of just 1 day old. He said yes. That they cannot subject their own daughter to a misfortune like this. That she's not ready to get married to a wretched boy who is just a teenager still feeding under his mom. And I was like, okay, no problem. So what do we do now? They said they'll keep the 1 day old child at my place. I was confused because I was wondering what kind of a grandmother would say such a thing. And she said the only thing is she has given us the child. I said, okay, no problem. I know you've given us the child and I'm happy and ready to accept her and train her. But why not just leave the mother of the child there for like 3 months? After 3 months, she'll come back to you. I promised to take care of her. And the father was like, you better shut up your mouth. You want us to bring a child that will now come back malnourished? When you cannot feed yourself, you want to feed another mouth. That was how they got angry and they took their daughter and left. I looked at myself, looked at my son and my granddaughter. What can I do? My son was weeping and crying. But I cannot disown my only child. I believe children make mistakes and this is one of the mistakes and I have to carry the cross. And at that moment I told myself, I said, I'll do everything possible to make sure this girl survives. I tried. From that very moment, I saw her like my own child, not just my grandchild, my own blood, my flesh and blood. I was taking care of this girl. I made sure everything was provided for her. I didn't just concentrate only on my granddaughter, no. I also concentrated on my son. Because at that time when this thing happened, he was already done with secondary school. I still had to make sure he went to the university. He wrote JAMB and went to the university. Because why? I felt that is not the end of life. I was taking care of this girl, and when this girl now became 5 years, I was inside and I had a knock. And when I went outside to confirm who was knocking at the door, lo and behold, to my greatest shock, it was the same family that abandoned their own grandchild with us because they felt we were wretched. How may I help you? They said that I should please, we have a lot to talk about. I should allow them to come inside. Okay, no problem. I'm not a wicked grandmother, so you all can come inside. They came, and that was when they started their own narration, crying and begging. What happened? 2 years back, their daughter got married. And from the look of things, she has a medical issue. She cannot give birth. She doesn't have a womb. So I asked them, I said, how is that my fault? Am I the doctor that gave you the test result or what? Said no, that they're actually not here for the quarrel. That they want me to look past all that happened in the past and what? Forgive them. Okay, no problem. We are all Christians, right? I'm willing to forgive. Then they said, it doesn't just stop there. That they want me to give them the grandchild. I laughed. The first word that came out of my mouth was, "Na no get shame o. You want me to give back the same child you abandoned for years? He said she came from a wretched family. You abandoned this child at 1 day old, less than a year, not even up to a week. Second day after she was giving birth, you guys brought her here. And at the same time, after years, you're coming back. So if your daughter had actually had other kids outside, you would have not thought of this girl." And I told them, I said, "It's not possible." Though they left, they said they'll be coming back. Coming back what? I told them, I said, "There is nothing to talk about here. I am not leaving this child for you." The mother of the girl made one statement. She said, "You are also a mother, so you should be considerate." Wow, I'm also a mother. The same kind of mother that you are, that you left your grandchild for over how many years? What if she had actually not survived it? A child of just 1 day old. You left her. I begged you on that day. I told you, "Leave your daughter with me to breastfeed the child for just 3 months and she'll come back to you." You all refused. Now she got married, and without a child, you want me to release this child over my dead body. So at this junction now, I have 2 sets of people. One set believes I am doing the right thing, not releasing the child. And the other set of people tends to remind me that I am also a mother. I am also a mother. It's the fact that I'm a mother that's the main reason why I don't want to release the child. But that's not a problem. I've told myself that I don't care what people will say, because while I was going through the stress day and night, sleepless day and night, nobody was there for me. But right now I don't want to make a decision over my life. No. And my child, on the other hand, after I called him and I told him about the old issue, he said, over his dead body, will he release the child to them? So, and my son are on the same boat. But at the same time, I would still like to get the 3rd set of people. Since I have the first set of people, I also have the second set of people. I'd like to get the 3rd set of people. Your opinions, your suggestions are highly welcome in the comment section. And if you would like your stories to be shared, why not send an email to contact@laveritatvproductions.com. For the upcoming Adekunle Komolafe table tennis competition, coming up on the 9th to 25th of February 2026, you can visit us at www.laveritatvproductions.com with a donation of 2,200 naira only. And for our hotels and hospitality management, you can also visit us at www.laveritahotels.com. And if you would like to see more of Storytime with Kenny, why not sponsor this show by calling the number scrolling on your screen? And for advert placement also, you can also call the number scrolling down on your screen. And you can also follow us on all our social media handles. On X is Laverita TV Ltd. On Instagram is Laverita TV Ltd. On YouTube is Laverita TV Ltd. On TikTok is MOFW Dating. And you can also follow us on our Facebook handle, Laverita TV News NG, and Adekunle Komolafe Foundation TV. That's all on Storytime with Kenny. See you next week when I bring more amazing and true life story your way. I remain your host for the program, Kehinde Mohammed.
Laverita TV, where stories come alive. Kenny's story, a testament to the power of the drive. To overcome, to rise above. Storytime with Kenny, a story of hope.